Hey, what's up, traders? I hope you guys are having a great week. You're off to a good start. The price action or the trade opportunities have been great. Now, yeah, we've had pockets of volatility and choppiness, but when the market has broken and has given us some good trends, oh man, it's been awesome. So I hope you guys have been catching it. I hope you know how to spot and how to trade those. Because, like I said before, there's only a handful of strategies. People just use different indicators and call it different things, but they're all the same core strategies. So it's just a matter of being able to implement them and apply them to the market and execute. That's 100% what the deal is. But before we get into talking about the overnight session, there's just a couple more days left on this flash sale. This flash sale, it started when I was out of town last week, but you still get the no fee when you pass your test and you're moving into pro. That's a $130 credit that you're gonna get. Plus, you get 40% off when you buy your test account. But once you pass the test, not only are you gonna get um, the 130 credit so that you don't have to pay a fee to get your pro account. Once you take your first withdrawal from your pro account, you get 100% of your test money back. So in essence, you have the opportunity to get this for free where you don't have to pay anything because you have the opportunity to earn your test fee back. Now, yeah, it's all on you. You have to earn it. And all you have to do to earn it is to qualify for your first payout. What do I recommend? Grabbing some 25K accounts. You get 40% off of that. Get to pay, get to your pro. You should easily be able to make $1,500 in a 25K account. If you know what you're doing, if you're following the right person and they're working with you, dealing with the right things. Okay? But the disclaimer here is that trading is hard. Obviously, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Most people do not achieve the same results or payouts of the people that they follow. They don't. Okay? I said it before. There's a lot of guys out there that stream. The most popular one that comes to mind is Patrick Wheeler. I can't compare what I do to him. I can't even touch what he does. But I don't care because I'm focusing on me. I know I'm not going to get the same results that he gets because going to I'm not the same person. I'm not at the same place in my life. I'm going down the backside of the mountain and I'm not worried about anything. So, you know, and there are times where I expect my trades not to work. I expect that I'm going to lose, some of the profit or some of the money towards me reaching my goal. Okay, I expect that to happen. I expect trading to be hard because that's the name of the game. But although it's not easy, mastering it can be worth it. And once you master it, it becomes easy. Even though it's not, it becomes easy because you've developed the skills and the mindset and the mentality that's going to allow you to do the things the right way. All right. So, but just want to throw that out there. Use code AJT66 if you get five. If you get five accounts, you will get free access to my live stream forever. There's no limit to it. It doesn't run out. Now, once you're in, you're in. Um, and my live stream was 23 hours a day. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. That's where the question has been coming in. These are the overseas market times. Okay? And during these times, it does provide for having some good opportunities, some good trading opportunities. Like the Tokyo Stock Exchange opens at 7 p.m. That's an hour after the market, the futures market here opens up. Then you got Hong Kong and Shanghai opening at 9:30. India, 11:45. Now, you don't get opportunities every day, just like you don't get opportunities every day in the U.S. market. But when something's going on, when there's, geopolitical stuff happening, our market can react to these. All right, so let's take a look. Before we look at the other times, let's just go back. Here is the S&Ps. We're going back from last night. Let's go back to last night. Here's where the market opened. Okay, I always mark the opening range high and low. Sometimes it does give me an opportunity. Here we got a little move here. And another little move once we reject it again. And then what happens here? Around 8:30, look at what happens. A little after 8:30, going into 9 o'clock. Look at what happens. We got a big influx of volume. Something happened in one of the markets that were already open and trading. Look at what happened. Okay, it was kind of quiet throughout the night, but this is just the S&P. Gold, silver, crude oil, all that stuff trades all night. All right, and then look at what happened here going into at 3 o'clock. We got some more consistent volume coming in. And look at what it did. Right down to S1. Right down to S1. There's a trade. I'm usually going to sleep. Back to sleep around 4:30 or so. And sometimes I stay up until 6:30. Just depends on what happened. But I'll go back to sleep. And I'm going to wait until the market starts to open. Some don't even come in till like 10 o'clock. But the opportunities are there throughout the night on everything. And you saw the 3 o'clock move. London opens at 3. Germany, 2. Moscow, 2:30. Russia, 2:30. Paris, Amsterdam at 4. I mean, look. There's opportunities throughout the night. So I don't know how your schedule works. But if this is the best time, and for me, personally, I make more money overnight than I do during the day. I make more money overnight than I do during the day. Because it's less volatile. I get stopped out a hell of a lot less. It's just so much easier, so much smoother, and so much calmer to trade during these hours. So that's why I focus on it. My stream is still up. No, I'm not running my mouth at 3 o'clock in the morning, but my live stream is up and we're actively trading. I'm not one to shoot off at the mouth. Guys, I've been doing this like 13, 14 years. I've been moderating in chat rooms, mentoring. I've had my own, full-blown community where I did classes and all that stuff. And yeah, all of that stuff helps. But what I found to work the best is low noise. And me doing shadow mentorship, when I am actually shadowing you one on one, we in our private live stream. I'm watching you trade. I'm listening to what you're talking about, what you're thinking, how you're thinking. Um, we work through situations. We work through your emotional issues while you're trading. Okay, not after the fact, but while it's happening live. That's why it's so important. I've been through all of that. Everything else, it's worked, but it wasn't until I started doing this and it happened by accident that I realized how impactful it is. So no, I don't trade. I don't charge for anything else other than the shadow mentoring. So yeah, if you buy 5 accounts and you come in, you get free access to the live stream and it never expires. I don't sell it, so I'll never ask you to pay for it. The only thing I do is that if you're gonna ask me to spend 2, 3, 4 hours with you, a week doing shadow mentoring, then that's what you pay for. But that's again one payment, and you don't pay anything else anymore. That's just the way it works. So I'll leave my website address in the description of this, and this video, and if you want to contact me, you can. But here's the issue. Here's the issue here. The 1% trader mindset, and for a long time, I've been a big proponent of the 1%. Okay, only 1% of everybody that trades, personally, or trades their own money, will really make a decent profit. Now, yeah, you've got that 5, 6%, maybe 7% that will make a little bit of money, that is happy doing their thing, or they may break even. They're not losing money. Every now and then they'll make a couple bucks, but that's not the 1%. The 1% are the ones who thrive every day, that eat every day. They are the most skilled and the most fearsome hunters. All right. And I'm not going to read all of these because you can see what traits the 1% has versus what problems the 99% have. And I'm telling you, when I'm doing my shadow mentoring, all of these things come up. All of these show up, even though the person thinks that they've done everything. And a lot of the guys I work with, the guy I worked with this week on Monday, he swore up and down. He's like, Ed, I'm putting in A+ effort. I'm putting in A+ work. I'm studying. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, but I'm getting failing results. Okay, just because you put in that and you develop the skill and you develop and you know a strategy, you got the strategy down, yeah, that matters. That's a big part of it. But what separates you and what will help you benefit from that A+ effort that you're putting in is having the right mindset. Okay, that's where it's at. Everybody is now telling you it's the right mindset. Can you come in with the right mindset and do what you're supposed to do? So you could be 100% profitable, or you can be 100% frustrated every day when you lead a market. It's totally up to you and whether your ability to deal with this. All right, but if you get in, you have the 5 accounts and you get in the live stream, we can work together. I can talk to you about all of this, but the intense work it takes, that's a whole nother deal altogether. Now, some of you may be good enough that you don't need to do it. Some of you may have a wife or family member that's, a counselor that can help you work through this. You don't have to deal with anything. But you're going to need help working through this. There's no way around it. You're going to need help working through it. So, you guys have a good one. I hope you have a great rest of the week. If I don't get to see you anymore the rest of the week, I hope everything works out for you. And you finish this week strong. But again, if you're interested in anything, you need to ask me any questions, send me an email through here or a message through here, or my email and everything will be posted on the video description.